Well, this video I want to talk about the fallen angel activity in the continent of North America. Now, North America, when it was settled by the Europeans, many of these Europeans were part of secret societies, and it was their intention basically to use America as Babylon the Great to basically incorporate every pagan culture and religion they possibly could in the guise of freedom of religion. So a lot of these people, yes, there was freedom of religion. Christians could practice their religion without being persecuted too much, but it meant also that basically a lot of satanic activity was started in that continent. And what actually happened was, um, basically a few years, probably less than 100 years after the settlers came into North America, they discovered that the North American Indians were very, very much like the Celts of Europe. They shared a lot of spiritual and religious beliefs that were very, very much like the Celts. Now, the Celts were hunters. The Celts were a very, very, well, they were actually known to do hunting, and they were known basically to go by instinct. Very instinctive race. They did have a heightened, what is called a sixth sense, and they actually discovered that the North American Indians, as they lived as hunters, were very much like them. So what they did, they actually used these North American Indians in a lot of experiments, and basically they actually found out that a lot of them were from giant tribes from Asia as well. So they had actually, again, mixed the seed of the red race, which is known as the North American Indians, and the fallen angels. So a lot of them were actually wiped out by, again, Christian armies, Christian settlers, okay, which again is not a bad thing. But what is bad about it is that a lot of knowledge that the North American Indians had about the fallen angels and the Nephilim were actually hidden. They were very, very well hidden by the American government, and still pretty much remain hidden to this day. Um, the North American Indians were actually known for child sacrifice as well. The Europeans also practiced this, obviously, in their secret societies, and as they do around the world in places like India and so on. They're all satanic secret societies. So basically what we got is a lost culture. A lot of North American Indians feel very lost. They feel as if they've been raped of their culture, that the white man has come and basically done a lot of things. But there has been good things that the Europeans have brought, which is the Bible. And now there has obviously been pagan practices as well, um, which they obviously they almost wiped out many, many different Indian tribes there, okay, but they did discover that a lot of knowledge that they had was of underground, especially in I would say West America, along Nevada. I think it's very noted that there's a lot of underground bases there set up by the government, but basically around the continent of North America and Mexico, where we've got the actual Aztec culture, which were, again, they were a giant culture, they were a pagan culture, and they did a lot of sacrifice as well, human sacrifice. Why was that? Well, it's because they were giants, and that's what giants did. And when there weren't any human beings around, they actually fought among themselves and killed themselves. That's the general nature of the Nephilim, or the giants. Were very, very aggressive, very super aggressive, and they did a lot of blood drinking and so on and so forth. Very horrible things. So basically you've got a network of these areas around the world. Even in China there has been pyramids set up there. Their culture is obviously very, very hidden from the rest of the world, but they do practice cannibalism, which they practice in Korea, and they do practice this in China as well. In fact, they eat anything at all. There's nothing that the Chinese or the Koreans won't touch, okay? There is a market for aborted baby fetuses as well, in the streets of Beijing and other places of the East, okay? There's a brother on YouTube called The Man from Modesto, who saw a very disturbing vision of America being overrun and attacked by the East, children of the East, which is the Chinese and obviously the Russians as well, part of that, and that they tried to repopulate the cities of North America after they actually tried to accomplish a nuclear attack, which is a lot of talk about that today. And if you go back again to one of the main visions I saw, which is about the stars falling out of heaven, there is a small reference in I believe it's the Book of Enoch, and also I think it's the Book of Noah, which is included in the Book of Enoch, but actually talks about fallen angels falling as stars, and then when they reach the ground, they turn into men. Okay, they can take the form of men, by the way, fallen angels. So this would explain why they could easily cohabit with human women. They could actually have sex with them, almost like a man has sex. But when they do that, it seems that some of them have to give up their previous estate, which was they were heavenly beings, and they were therefore kicked out of heaven when they did that practice, which was again intermingling species, which is not allowed, which Yahweh says in the law you can't do. So they left their first estate, as it says in the book of Jude, and it basically means that they're kicked out of heaven and this is their place now. And again, the women that were involved in this were called sirens, so witches and so on. So basically, I advise anyone that's been involved in witchcraft to basically thoroughly repent of that. You will be attacked in an essential way by demons because they want to use you for producing children, but it's very, very important you remain holy to the Lord and you confess your sin every day and you remain holy to the Lord. And I salute any person that's come out of that activity who has accepted Jesus Christ and who basically is now rooted in the faith of Jesus Christ and has fought these demonic attacks off just through faith in Jesus Christ. So I salute all these people that have done that, and there has been many people in North America that has done that. So as I say, when it was settled, I believe there was a plan put in place even to produce a new species, a new Nephilim species. And there are videos appearing on YouTube now that this new Nephilim species actually pretty much takes the form of human beings, except the trait is not 6 or 7 fingers, which is written in the Book of Kings. It's either extensive height or an extra digit of fingers or toes. There is celebrities, by the way, as well. That you can just Google a lot of celebrities, and you can see that they have an extra toe or an extra finger. I'll leave a list of celebrities under the toolbar in the link below. I can't think of all their names just now, but I know that they're involved in the music and film industry, so they're actually children of the fallen angels. So basically, again, you've got Shield of the Sun. If you've not heard of his videos, he does a very good job of exposing that particular movement in the nation of the United States. So basically, I think I've spoken extensively on that subject, but I know that basically you can add a lot of knowledge to this. But what I would say is that there are probably a lot of underwater bases off the coast of California, and this is why I saw the major, when I'm talking about the major star falling, it does cause a tsunami. It could be linked with like UFO extraterrestrial ships and extraterrestrial beings, but it's written in Revelation 8:8, and also there's going to be lesser things happening around the world. There's a lot of videos out just now about the Canary Islands that HAARP is trying to actually cause a tsunami, actually by causing a landslide in the Canary Islands. So there's a lot of videos out about that just now, which is going to affect Europe. It's going to actually affect the east coast of the United States, as well as basically all the islands like the Caribbean islands and part of West Africa as well. So yeah, that's what's happening today. And again, I would just say pray about all these things. Um, I don't think America has that much time before the Lord judges it. But you've got to realize why the Lord would judge it, because you've got the fallen angels intermingling their seed with mankind, like it was in the days of Noah in the United States. And as I say, these new breed of Nephilim are springing up everywhere. And their characteristics are that they've got very, very dark eyes, but they seem to have like the 5 toes and 5 fingers. Like, they seem to look like human beings. They're very, very close to what human beings look like. But if you actually look at their eyes, it seems that their eyes are very, very dark. So many, many people have made videos about this. So do your own research about it. And please keep your faith in Jesus Christ, because truly He's the only weapon that we have against the fallen angels and their children. As Noah must have had faith as well, must have very, very deep faith in Jesus Christ. So I encourage all Americans to basically shine your light very, very brightly, and also expose these things when the Lord shows you them. So may the Lord bless you, and thanks for listening.